I'd like to begin by wishing you and your families, on behalf of myself and Father Angelo and Deacon Rusty, a happy and safe new year. Tonight, as we gather here, we celebrate the solemnity of Mary, the Mother of God. We celebrate Mary being the Mother of God. We celebrate Mary today. The celebration is about Mary as being our mother as well. The scriptures today draw us to the stable once again. Today the shepherds go to visit Joseph and Mary and the infant Jesus lying in the manger. We hear that same story each year, the shepherds sharing their message and the amazement and Mary pondering everything in her heart. It's beautiful image, beautiful language. But I think the gospel writer left a few details out. I grew up in rural area, grew up around farms. And I like farmers to death, and they're great people. But farmers tend to have a smell to them. And it's a notable smell. I can generally tell when there's a dairy farmer around me or somebody who's comes in from tending pigs. They just have that, that smell to them, that they've been around animals. And if you're not a farmer, sometimes it can makes you feel a little uncomfortable just because of cleanliness. So I often wonder that the appearance of these shepherds to the stable maybe left Joseph and Mary feeling just a little uncomfortable, perhaps a little nervous. I mean, you're talking about shepherds coming into where an infant was just born. I'm not sure about many mothers here, but I imagine if some shepherds just came in to see your newborn infant, you probably would be a little nervous. And then all those other animals around. I just wonder if Mary and Joseph were just a bit uneasy. I mean, strangers coming in, animals around. It may have made them feel a little uneasy. It's a reminder to us that Mary was truly a mother of God. Today we celebrate Mary. Our focus is on Mary. And we ask through our prayer today that Mary would pray for us. We ask that our mother prays on our behalf. We come here today to celebrate Mary. But with this being the New Year's Eve, I imagine most of us do not so much have our thoughts on Mary, but on other places right now. Imagine some are anticipating or reflecting on a big party that's going to happen later tonight and fun there. And still some might be contemplating, do I stay up till midnight to see 2019 come in? Or should I just go to bed early? I like this idea of the end of the year and beginning of new to celebrate it. It's good to always gather people together. But I also, when I reflect on the end of an old year and beginning of a new, it also causes me to reflect on what has happened during this past year. All of us have different insights that have happened in 2018. Mine was being ordained this past year. But I imagine others of us have other personal highlights of events that have happened in 2018 in our own lives. Some might highlight 2018 with reaching a major milestone in one's life, like graduating, getting married, or even welcoming somebody new into the family. Some, as they reflect on this year, may recall the sorrow of this year. The death of a loved one, or yourself or somebody else experiencing illness or some sort of struggle going on in their lives. And still others may recall 2018 by recalling of a special trip or some big project that you accomplished throughout this year. All of us have something to highlight from 2018. What are your highlights from this year? You know, there's people that during this time of the year will make Christmas letters and send them out to family and friends. And to me, that's a highlight of a year. Or perhaps, as you reflect on 2018, you might recall the world events or the headline news events. Different news organizations during this past week will publish the different headline news that were important throughout this year. Highlights of government shutdowns, storms and natural disasters that affected people's lives, the death of major celebrities. If you're a sports fan, you might recall different sports teams that won the major championships this year. We recall the events throughout this year. We recall the moments of joy and sadness, moments of amazement and disappointment, and every emotion in between. I think what we do when we recall this, we recall the different ways through this past year, the ways in which God has blessed us. And like Mary, perhaps we ponder these events in our own hearts as we give thanks to God. We recall the events of 2008 as this year comes to its end. But we also look forward in anticipation to the new year of 2019. We look forward into excitement of what can be. We look forward in hope of what it might be. You know, the shepherds came to the stable and they gave this hope of glorious of what this newborn Jesus was. I think these same words of hope can be given to us as we prepare to begin 2019. And I think as we prepare for this new year, I think Aaron's words of blessing are appropriate for us as we begin a new year. The Lord bless us and keep us. The Lord let his face shine upon us and be gracious to us. The Lord look kindly upon us and give us his peace.